Hi there, I'm Chef Renate with True Aussie Beef. Today we're cooking grass-fed beef braciola, which my Italian family calls braciole. Braciole is a delicious and impressive dish that's a lot easier to cook than you think. There's no reason at all to be intimidated by a rolled and stuffed roast like this Italian classic. To get started, we're just going to do a little trimming on our beef. Grass-fed beef is already very well trimmed and lean, but depending on the piece you get and the cut, there might be some bits of connective tissue or fat that you'll want to trim off. Fat is flavor, so it's up to you if you'd like to leave that. The important part to trim off is this silver skin and connective tissue, which can be really tough even after cooking. The goal is to have our beef be a nice, even thickness so it cooks evenly and more quickly. If you don't have a meat mallet, you can use any heavy utensil like a steel measuring cup or a ladle, or even the side of your fist will work in a pinch. We'll put a layer of plastic wrap down to protect the meat and then just go for it. Once it's pounded flat, we want to lay it on top of the butcher's twine so we're ready for the next step. For our stuffing, I like to use a food processor or an immersion blender with a food processor attachment. We are using Pecorino Romano, which is an aged sheep's milk cheese and has a wonderful flavor. However, if you can't find that, no worries. Just use provolone or Parmesan, or even mozzarella is great. Before we put the roast in the oven, we want to give it a quick sear and then deglaze the pan. Use a neutral oil to sear and then remove the braciole from the pan. You can deglaze with white wine, red wine, beef broth, or even just water if you'd like. However, the wine really gives a nice acidity and flavor to this dish. Once the wine is cooked down, add your other sauce ingredients and place the rolled and seared braciole back in the pan. Now it's the easy stuff. We put that whole pan into the oven and we will cook it for about an hour and a half. It's almost showtime. We've taken the braciole out and we will use a thermometer to make sure that the inside is 165 degrees. Then just let it rest for about 10 minutes before we remove the string, and we're going to slice it approximately 1/2 to 1 inch thick. Just keep the lid on it and it can sit on your stovetop or your counter for up to 3 hours before you need to chill it down in the fridge. Now it's time to plate. I like to fan out the braciole and spoon on some of this delicious pomodoro sauce. Buon appetito!